So people, so big up on yourself. So we're there one more night, one more morning, early. Then I'm a bed people and I sleep like Jesus just to say, Ellie, go out and go tell the story. Now people, me know enough how when you get brainwashed, all gone astray because when you follow mass press and mass media who is run by corrupted politicians, corrupted secret society, corrupted big multi-billionaire companies who don't have no love for the people but only have love for them agenda and love for the money. And you want to call it corruption. So without further ado, what I'm trying to say now, people, is that right now appear evil is going on in the world. I'm gonna see my brother and my sister them in the Christian world they come out for try for save nobody. Yes, and of course, we might come out look a bit at time and try to preach the ancestral them words because that's balance. You understand? You can't just not talk about something that is there. You understand? So big up the people them. You see from the year start them take down over 685 videos them back off YouTube and off of Facebook them block me for them and them trying to stop what I'm doing. But nevertheless, I'm glad some people wake up come say Buju Banton finally wake up now. Mr. Sizzler wake up, Mr. Capleton wake up. But as I already told you, most of the artists them they wake up already, but they're afraid to talk their mind because 95% of the artists them, ladies and gentlemen, them under frame. What is a frame now in the people? And them try to frame Buju, them try to frame Sizzler, them try to frame Capleton. You understand? But the artists them say, yo, if you don't want to lock you up, you just lock you up and done. Because but we're not gonna sit down and make them kill off the people innocently without to say nothing. Because they try to frame Sizzler and say Sizzler have illegal guns, you understand, and plan go up a Sizzler place. You understand? Them try to frame Capleton, say Capleton rape when Capleton don't know this, such things, and just plant a girl to come plant Capleton here. And then tell lies say Capleton hold her down, beat her up and rape her. I know say people that's impossible. But anyway, no found no probably believe the person in the media when the person in the media come out with it. But then Buju Banton now, them try to frame Buju Banton and tell them say them are gonna lock him up back if Buju Banton keep quiet. But we say Buju Banton come out. But 95% of the other artists and now people, enough of them get different kind of framing. Enough of them rape them, videotape them, while they're having different kind of sexual position with them. I mean about male to male raping the people. So 95% of the male artists them get raped. You understand? So you will not live to see one of them come out. If you see them come out now, people are the one them who don't get no rape. You understand? But just licky and feel like say if them keep them mouth shut, them are going and grab it. But them know say no artist will ever come out for now because they're going to kill all artists' career. It already started. 99% of the selectors and female selectors them career dead. Because I remember saying they need to go out at night time and do a gig. And you know you're them lick out neither because them will wait patiently and say, yo, alright, they're gonna make a play again. It won't happen, people. Not under the Chinese government thing here. Not under this ATI or Donald Trump's government or Pope Paul government. It not happen. And the Joe Biden government people. So Joe Biden is just a press button and them illegally they try to take out Donald Trump's people. The voting show, the polling box, them a thief show, the mail fraud them do. It show people who have it all, but mainstream media will not bring it out because mainstream media is owned by who? The Freemason them, Bill Gates them, the George Soros them, the Antifa them. They are the one who control mainstream media, ladies and gentlemen. It was made that way for you, the common man and the common woman, get brainwashed education. People sit and more go in bed and go sleep, but we can't sleep because when Jesus Christ call you, we don't want to say Allah, Buddha, Krishna, I want to call the ancestors them, because it said I shall be called many different names. People, people say, hello, so you're a Rasta man and you promote Jesus. But people, I'm talking about the official Jesus Christ. What the Bible tell about. Not what the Pope get. Feed people and spread all over the ears and tell us about this blue eye, humankind, thin skin person. I'm talking about Jesus Christ whose ears is as thick as wool, eyes as red as fire, skin is as burnt brass. Some people, you saw God tell me the other day saying he was going to flood out the place. I'm going to come telling you, and then on the send me a warrior man and send me these people. Listen me people, I'm a spiritual person. So I just say the thing to people, I'm a spiritual person. So I just come out and talk what God tell me to talk all the while people. 95% of what I've done is God inspired me to come out and come telling the people. It's not like me want to get up and come tell them together. I wouldn't mind going about my music tomorrow. Because to teach people like, trust me, it's hard. Because all when the facts they in front of the face, only sit up on conspiracy. So people, Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you, Donald Trump is the man who God sent to come help us. Same like how God sent me to come help you. But no found now who is not listening. That's why it said if God come back today in flesh, no found go and kill him and tell him saying fake. And then the mainstream media, the devil control it. So the devil will put out the mainstream media again for try to kill God's career. And then the whole of you are going to follow mainstream media because you get lazy over the years and they depend upon people. So we're going to show them the thing them because people all over Africa march. And not even people in the USA march, People all over Africa come out in them tens and thousands and march with Donald Trump's and pray for Donald Trump's. People have a video with a woman in an age. She a ball of water, old man. Because you say, yo, from Donald Trump's in a power, age more better. She can't get money now. She can't get health care at age and never knows how Donald Trump's have followers. Look at people, because sometimes you might not believe it.
Wearing Donald Trump t-shirts and waving American flags, hundreds of men and women marched through the streets. But this is not the United States, where voters on Tuesday were deciding whether to give the U.S. president a second term. This is Nigeria. Even though Trump once called African countries shitholes and recently expanded visa restrictions on Nigerian citizens, here he has the support of millions like Lagos driver Michael Onyonoro.
If we have a person like Trump, 10 of him, and those people that have the good leadership qualities like Trump in Nigeria is a better place to stay.
A Pew Research Center poll in January found that 58% of Nigerians had confidence in Trump, behind only Israel, the Philippines, and Kenya. The reasons are varied. Some cite Trump's radical approach to leadership, saying it appeals to Nigerians who are used to hustling in a tough economy to survive.
Trump will emerge victorious.
For others, like the Living Christ Mission that organized the rally in the eastern city of Onitsha, it's a matter of faith, saying Trump supports Christians all over the world.
God prosper them.
See, people, that's what we're talking about. You need people who talk what it is. Remember, Putin said the same thing too. But you Putin in Russia, they not bash Putin. And when Putin said it, people, he never said for this Africa. When Trump said it, he never said for this Africa. Trump just said people stop behaving like on a shit house. You get up and behave like on the king and the queens them and the gods them that you are. That's what Trump said. But the media cut it up and don't put out the whole speech them. And then uno believe in the press and the media. People, the press and the media is corrupt. We long for the days when journalism was truth, journalism was equal. People see that. Remember, Trump's come tell us, said, bring one back in soldiers because Donald Trump is not a man who are going to tell a lie, people. Yo, we need people like that. L.A. Lewis is a person, Paramount Chief L.A. Lewis. I don't tell lie. I just talk the things them how them is. Enough people say I talk too plain. We need people who talk plain, who tell you the truth, who does not afraid to stand up for the nation. Now, people, everybody say, all right, since Joe Biden, them claims him win the election, or nobody now come out and celebrate, and you not see no pan and knock, and you not see nobody, and say, Ray, Joe win, Lord gosh, we love you, Joe. That for sure says a lie, people. Remember, human beings, flesh, blood, come out. On the seat in America, all over America, on the seat all over the world, seat. Let me show you again, because I don't believe it's a lie. So, people, this is this man in Africa. This is this man in Africa.
Wearing Donald Trump t-shirts and waving American flags, hundreds of men and women marched through the streets. But this is not the United States, where voters on Tuesday were deciding whether to give the U.S. president a second term. This is Nigeria. Even though Trump once called African countries shitholes and recently expanded visa restrictions on Nigerian citizens, here he has the support of millions like Lagos driver Michael Onyonoro.
If we have a person like Trump, 10 of him, and those people that have the good leadership qualities like Trump in Nigeria, Nigeria will be a better place to stay.
A Pew Research Center poll in January found that 58
people, wanna come out, wanna get up and go march on the rights, people. Get up and go march on the rights. Because if we don't make the Democrat them thief the election, remember, people, over the how much 100 years, are the first, no, the second time, different from President Kennedy. Only get a president what them don't pick. No, Trump is out of the box, people. They want to get him out because Trump is the man who come tell the truth. Trump is the man who come drain the swamp. Trump is the man who say burn corruption. Joe Biden, people, is a press button. And Donald Trump is the man. Antifa them control Joe Biden. Antifa them control Joe Biden, people. The Pope of Rome control Joe Biden. And these people has been killing us off for centuries now. Not only maroon color people, but Caucasian, if you want to call them white or call them black. If you want to call yourself white or black, but the right name for the people with our complexion is not black, is maroon people. Them agenda is a kill off the people. Them. See, even in Jamaica, yeah, them take when you compete them from the baby mother them people. And the little young teenager baby mother them is missing. The street pick the baby mother them is missing because you have some woman who grew up on the street, some little teenager who grew up on the street. When they get pregnant, you know, hear nothing about them people. Them disappear. So if you go to the hospital and right now, and you don't have family members to come look for you, you're going missing. The babies, them are going missing. That's how it do. Cause Antifa them, the Pope of Rome people, is taking away the kids them. Hillary Clinton, them crooked Hillary, the whole of them and take on the picture them people. Even if it's a joke, them can't come sue me. And if it's lie I'm telling people, them can't come sue me. See that? They're planning to kill off the whole of our police, our soldier them, and bringing a thing named AI unit. It is already invented, people. It is perfected. So they will kill off our human being police and soldier them and say COVID them have. Yo, people who don't go on and believe me, only keep on believing, say it's a conspiracy. Nothing that I say is conspiracy. Everything that I say is 100% proven. See that people, this is England will never could have gone on history. Go on England now.
I want everyone to share the shit out of this live. My good friend has just given birth at City Hospital. She gave birth yesterday at about 10 to 12 in the afternoon to a healthy baby boy. There was no problems at all. By 6 o'clock in the evening, she was due to be allowed to go home, and they never sent her home. They said that the baby had jaundice, and they had to put him on the neonatal unit, which was fine. She had absolutely no issues with that at all. So the baby went onto the neonatal unit, and they said he'd be allowed to go home 12 hours later, meaning 9 o'clock this morning. We are now at what time in the afternoon? And the update now is, until mom consents to have a COVID test for herself and her newborn baby, they are refusing to let her take her newborn baby home. Mom has no symptoms at all. Baby has no symptoms at all. She's also been on the Serenity Suite all night at City Hospital with her partner, but her partner is allowed to go and see the baby, but mom is not. They have also gone out of their way to administer antibiotics to her newborn baby with none of the parents' consent at all. They are refusing to let her take her baby home unless she allows them to give her baby a COVID test. This is wrong. This is against the law. This is out of order. They are doing everything without her consent, and something needs to happen. She's not allowed to take her baby home. This is not okay. Please share the hell out of this live and make it go viral. This is not okay.
So people, these are the things that is going on. And then you sit down in our house to it not happen to you yet and feel comfortable. People, I could have more than do what you do because enough of you is watching the show. I am financially secure more than enough of you. And you say, oh, because Jesus Christ tell me to come vote for you. Them try everything for bankrupt me from the year start. Them try everything for try for pull me down. But Jesus keep on putting me up, people. Father God keep on putting me up. Mother Nature keep on putting me up. People I know so have been brainwashed for over 100 of years now. But when you come out of the brainwash of people, people are telling you, the only nurse and doctor, whatever, pay money for do the injection and for give people, have to kill people, they won't kill on half. And the first time I do it, them do it in 1918, them do it in 1919 with the swine flu. When them pay the nurse and the doctor them to tell the people them say them sick, then them tell the people to wear the mask, and the mask kill off pneumonia, chest, tighten up the chest people. So they turn up the 5G people. Enough place in England, whatever you know, they were try to bring in for them sulfatical rain. People me love you know, but only need for wake up. Only need for wake up. I love you guys, but only need for wake up. See that people? Brand new phone. Them control them phone, but we do not business. We use it as much as them can give a chance to use it. See them free it up now. What is on this phone to back up people? Is a brand new phone. It's 2020 phone, these people. And see that through me start show the thing them start to back up on my phone. But I will wait and them to come back up. So what am I saying now, people? We need the good thing said me put the video them on a different part of the phone too. So I already there prepare for them people. We put the videos them on a different part of the phone. I have a lot of short things we can show now. So we put some of the video them on a different part of the phone. So now people.
This is in 2020. Deep in the realm of the internet, the most intelligent of all the race of humans were not to be hoodwinked. The virus was actually made up. It was China, Bill Gates, and T-Mobile who were working as a little team to implant microchips. They used Bill Gates' computers to spread the powerful truth. But the stupid people wouldn't listen. Oh, if only we listened. You who are listening to this now wouldn't be serving Melinda Gates tea like some kind of robot butler, I'm guessing. But, my dear Roman Butler friends, the year dragged on. Days blurred into nights. Winter turned to spring. Spring to summer. And the bars and pubs opened again. But the fear remained. Face coverings became mandatory. Worst of all, for the first time in history, we even had to wash our hands. The brave, handsome, wise idiot Prince Trump, he knew the truth. The truth was in the graphs. Only countries that had tested had the virus. So if we all just stopped testing, we would defeat it once and for all. So I'm assuming if you are alive now, that is what happened, my good Robot Butler friends. But as 2020 draws to a close, there are still many questions. If you're alive and listening to this, I'm assuming that what's secure, stop testing. Either way, I guess humanity lived happily ever after. I hope 2021 was better. I hope people stopped doing so much dumb shit. I hope. Yes, if you have invented time travel, come back with accurate back-cookie instructions for Chinese Bruce Wayne. 15 minutes to 200 out of song would have done it. Before you go, I do have a few questions about the future. What is it like? And is it good? Drop a like and let me know in the comment section of this audio tape recording. In a bit.
Alright, people. So the artist do an independent thing when I'm telling you say, cause him knows that I'm gonna kill him. So if you hear say I think it's Samuel something like that name, but him did an independent video because I know say them man they exposed to Hollywood, them man they exposed to, cause him them use as them face, you know, for them enough things over the years, you know, and them vice, you know. So the man just put out a video and say, people, I know after I drop the video, only probably go here say, I'm dead by cancer, I'm dead by care, I'm commit suicide, I'm going to overdose in a drugs. That's all them do. The Hollywood star them, when them sign them and the Hollywood star them decide they're going to break out. So if him, when make billions of dollars, can say, him going to talk the truth. And if you notice, him said Trump is telling the truth, and him all this Trump tonight too, by say Trump is the brave and wise, but Trump is an idiot. Because the reason why I might call Trump an idiot, because Trump is still play a nice guy role by not just going there and lock them up and send them to prison. Because that's what I would have done. But Trump still say him a wait for Uno, the people have to do it. So Samuel Jackson show Trump say, Trump, listen to me. Although you're brave and you're wise, you're still an idiot. Don't wait upon the people is last. The people is the people are suicidal. People don't play, I'm not going to read it. Because if you read that thing, they're metaphors, you know. Or metaphors, you know, people. What if you read them thing there?
This is him in 2020. Deep in the realm of the internet, the most intelligent of all the race of humans were not to be hoodwinked. But the virus was actually made up. It was China, Bill Gates, and T-Mobile who were working as a little team to implant microchips.
See, people, they turn my phone now because they find out say the internet thing what I need to use before. Them find out some now use it. Some tell that them control them phone and them people. Then it watch me right now because they have a pressure. See that? Because even if 200 million people watch my video, they make it look like a 14 people watch me show them. That's what them do people. So them can turn up and turn down your views and your likes if you want. So I don't really do nothing for views and likes again people. So no matter which way them want to do it people, only hear it here. It's the truth, see that? May I press it here. Brand new phone people, see that? May I press the button, see that? The phone stuck. Brand new phone just come out of box people, see that? See that? Watch it, the phone stuck, people. Our brand new phone for stock. This phone is over $1,000 people. Over $1,000 phone stock. See that? See that, people? And I mean, see that? See that? It's stuck. See that? Now move. So that's what I'm showing the people. So how long we don't get called? Turn it off and turn it back. And see what they're going to say. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it off and turn it on and see what it's going to say now. So ladies and gentlemen, we need to wake up. You guys all need to wake up. All right, you can
for the end of lockdown because of rights and haircuts. It was like a modern day Rapunzel story. Remember this kid from Home Alone? Well, this is him in 2020. Deep in the realm of the internet, the most intelligent of all the race of humans were not to be hoodwinked. For the virus was actually made up. It was China, Bill Gates, and T-Mobile who were working as a little team to implant microchips. They used Bill Gates' computers to spread the powerful truth. But the stupid people wouldn't listen. Oh, if only we listened.
well, you the man said, Uncle F only listen. People, remember, you know, this artist is a multi-billionaire artist, you know. Multi-billionaire artist, you know, richer than Denzel Washington and all of them, you know. But the man said he will not stand beside anymore and preach stupidness. He must come out. So the man already said, if only hears him dead tomorrow morning, people, and them kill him. And the man even telling at the journey said, if only listen this, probably a couple years on the line, him dead already, or from the street, probably today, him dead already, and they probably clone him. So, him already know what the cloning thing, because Hollywood good for the cloning. So, him probably dead already, people, because he released this couple weeks ago. Yeah, son. Couple weeks ago, he released that video, you know. But no phone just to see it for the first. So the man already know, said, same like with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle dead, people. Yes, and enough of them artists they want to see in Hollywood, enough of them dead. And they put out the clone side, enough of know about them thing of genetics being people. Bill Gates, them master it now, people. Hitler, they already master it, but them supersede master it now, people. So, that's what I tell all of my police, them, I tell my militaries, them say, do not eat the food. Do what the police, them station are going on for lunch. People, I'm telling you, it's going to be dangerous on here for to sit down and make these people get out Donald Trump's illegally. People are UNO, are the people are UNO supposed to put out anybody UNO want to put out. Why all of a sudden you hear say Donald Trump's lose the election, that and I know the vote don't count. And the media them tell us say Joe Biden then win. But just when every vote don't count, they're supposed to tell us say Joe Biden win. Or tell us say Donald Trump's win. And all of a sudden you have 80% of Wisconsin vote. 80% of Wisconsin vote already, people. And you have like 5 or 20 minutes or an hour left for the vote cut off. And then you hear say, oh, hold on there. 200,000 vote come in a 5 to 10 minutes, people. Wherever you hear that. Not even you send more carrying so fast. But anyway.
Yearn for the end of lockdown because of rights and haircuts. It was like a modern day Rapunzel story. Remember this kid from Home Alone? Well, this is him in 2020. Deep in the realm of the internet, the most intelligent of all the race of humans were not to be hoodwinked. For the virus was actually made up. It was China, Bill Gates, and T-Mobile who were working as a little team to implant microchips. They used Bill Gates' computers to spread the powerful truth. But the stupid people wouldn't listen. Oh, if only we listened. You who would listen to this now wouldn't be serving Melinda Gates tea like some kind of robot butler, I'm guessing. But, my dear robot butler friends, the year dragged on. Days blurred into First of all, for the first time in history, we even had to wash our hands. The brave, handsome, light-haired Prince Trump, he knew the truth. The truth was in the graphs. The countries that had tested had the virus. If we all just stopped testing, we would defeat it once and for all. So I'm assuming if you are alive now, that is what happened, my good Robot Butler friends. But as 2020 draws to a close, if you're alive and listening to this, I'm assuming that what's secure. Stop testing. Either way, I guess humanity lived happily ever after. I hope 2020, I hope people stop doing so much dumb shit. I hope. P.S. If you have invented time travel, come back with accurate battery instructions for Chinese Bruce Wayne. 15 minutes or 200 out of thought would have done it. Before you go, I do have a few questions about the future. What is it like? And is it good? Drop a like and let me know in the comment section of this audio tape recording. In a bit.
So people, how long when you go sit down? When you don't know where going on, you know? What is going to happen if them successful and get our chums? And when you people in Africa, people start march already because the people in Africa, they know what is going to go on. The people in Africa and march. So when Unuchek said Trump is a racist, why would Africa people march Trumps? Why would the people in Kenya, Mozambique, the people in Ghana and march Trumps? Because Trumps is the man who come free up the world, people. Trumps will tell us, it's same like if me know say on a great and on a move great like on me say yo on some bunch of shit house, on a really gonna sit down and make the people keep on killing off. You're acting like shit house. They just come in using our flush, you know. Come in using our flush, you know. Come in using our flush, you know. Come in using, you know, and the flush mean kill, you know. Them use, you know, then kill, you know. That's what they call shit house. You go in the bathroom, the shit house, use it, and then they flush it, kill it. And then they sanitize it. When time come, and say move on. So people, Donald Trump's going to be a racist. And there's so much good, not only for Latinos, Maroons, all kind of people, Caucasian, aka white people, if you don't want to call yourself black people, because no matter how hard I'm trying to show them the thing what Marcus gave there showing them before the still say we're not black. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how else to show no. I don't know what else to tell no. But you guys have been disrespected. You have been hoodwinked. We need to hear the truth. See that people, this is our Prime Minister, no? Andrew Wallace. See it what it said? So, the whole of them in a Donald Trump's pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, see it here? This is in the early 18th centuries people. Them got Africa with it too. So see it here? So, it's not the first them do it, or the second, or the third, or the fourth, and them always call it a virus. And then them chicken, you know, see it, you know? These are the first people, you know? See it, you know? But because Donald Trump's come wake up the people in Africa and start protect the people, them. Them want to draw a card. See that people? Public notice. And this is who we show now. This is in 1918. See that people? If we can read the screen. So I don't need to do conspiracy, people. Conspiracy is when you do not have your facts. Reality, people, is when you can't tell what's going on. The vaccine even kill off the people overseas and they're not telling them.
Australia's health authorities reassured the public about Australian vaccines as 59 people died in South Korea after getting the flu shots. Joining us tonight is one of our correspondents in Australia, Marvy Delphin, to give us the details why live.
So people, I don't need to go to a talk show. All when you get the evidence in front of the eye, you still not believe it. People, see that I can't sleep. I've been trying to sleep from night. This come like one time, cause I just give up on the thing, people. I say I go back to my usual self. I say, Father God, I go back to my usual self, just go start work some science and them thing there again, and go back to my thing. Father God, I see it now work, Father God. No matter what you come say, go tell the people the truth, the people that waking up. You don't know somebody, I just say, I don't need, I stop even talk about Jesus Christ. I start say Jesus Christ right now. It's a fake mission I send upon. I'm going to find out in the government bed, people, I can't sleep again. Jesus is real, people. I don't care what you want to believe, but Almighty Jesus is real. No matter if you don't want to say him not real, him is real, people. See, I try to go back on your bed. I take about 15 sleeping pill, people. I drink some lime water, people. The things that mom knows so that put me to soothing. But there's a boom, light 2 frankincense and more. People, I cannot sleep. I just feel like pin and needle in my bed. And Jesus will say, go out and go back, go do the work. Go and go do the work. So people, here I am, not sleeping, can't sleep again. I'm doing back Jesus' work. I'm done with it, on a deaf, on a hard of hearing. See that? Watch out, people. How you go dead, you know? People, I don't consider myself dead long time ago. Ever since I started the Jesus work, I said, Jesus, you know, say a suicide mission, listen, man, you're going to really make me go up against the devil, me alone. And Jesus said, my son, you're not alone. And I said, but God, I'm me alone, I see a march. I'm me alone, I see it on the street. I'm me alone, I see a campaign. I don't see nobody. I say, Bujubat and Biel come out, but if God hiding since I get pressure, God. I say, Sizzla come out, but since the people backlash, Sizzla God, but can hiding people. Capitan come out and start one thing, but the people start PFM backlash him. That's what they do. So I said, Jesus Christ, why me? Why me? People feel sad. I see the tears in my eye. Because they cry for the people. They cry for the future generation. They cry for the kids. People have to come out back and come do this. People, I don't care about the views them. I would make millions of dollars for social media. See that people, I can't tell you last, even the whole of my money I forget, YouTube all upon it. I put Donald Trump's on my Facebook thing. Facebook said it is unauthorized to put up a picture of Donald Trump's on the thing. So you ever hear that people lock your money and then there's no lawyer or nobody from a go to forget my money? Because them buy out the lawyers, them buy out the judges, them people, them buy out the vote, them people. Let me share something. I'm gonna show you something. See that them freeze up the phone again. Them freeze up the phone again. Brand new phone, people. Where you ever hear brand new phone, it freeze up, people. Brand new. See that? I'm going to the video part, people. See that? Look, Africa, these people.
wearing Donald Trump t-shirts and waving American flags. Hundreds of men and women marched through the streets. But this is not the United States, where voters on Tuesday were deciding whether to give the U.S. president a second term. This is Nigeria. Even though Trump once called African countries shitholes and recently expanded visa restrictions on Nigerian citizens, here he has the support of millions like Lagos driver Michael Onyonoro.
If we have a person like Trump, 10 of him, and those people that have the good leadership qualities like Trump in Nigeria, Nigeria will be a better place to stay.
A Pew Research Center poll in January found that 58% of Nigerians had confidence in Trump, behind only Israel, the Philippines, and Kenya. The reasons are varied. Some cite Trump's radical approach to leadership, saying it appeals to Nigerians who are used to hustling in a tough economy to survive.
Trump will emerge victorious.
For others, like the Living Christ Mission that organized the rally in the eastern city of Onitsha, it's a matter of faith, saying Trump supports Christians all over the world.
God prosper them.
See, so with the other Christians them there, people, remember, you know, vote thieving is illegal. See, in Jamaica, vote buying is illegal. And we have the Labour Right Party, them buy out the party, them, because that's what they're doing. But even America people, you see, it's a Trump's people. I don't know.
Thank you, everyone, for coming on this march and making it happen.
But nah, you ain't gonna say it. Come out here and go dead say it, people. People, look here.
The Democrats are trying to steal the election. Ain't that a bitch?
Millions and millions of people voted for us tonight, and a very sad group of people is trying to disenfranchise that group of people.
And that's what the Democrats, fake news, and big tech trying to do. Disenfranchise MAGA.
And we won't stand for it. We will not stand for it.
Hell no, MAGA not standing for this shit because you've been telling this gonna happen for months.
All run by Democrats. It's
President Trump,
it's a rigged election.
you're going to be able to continue. You have been charging for months that mail-in balloting is going to be a disaster. You say it's rigged, that it's going to lead to fraud.
And like everything else, Donald Trump was right.
It's a fraud, and it's a shame. And can you imagine where they say you have to have your ballot in by November 10th?
That stupid-ass rule gave the Democrats an opportunity to cheat.
What they're saying is that it has to be a postmark by election day. If it doesn't get in until the...
No. It's a who not going to look for putting people, Joe Biden. What they're saying, he not even know for talk with people. The man, you know, for conduct a good speech, just listen with them, the man talk. The man say, what we're saying, what they're saying is there going to be a fine or if there's going to be a time. You can't know not what Joe Biden said, people. That president, I don't know what he want to put as president.
7th, 8th, 9th, it still should be counted.
Yeah, as long as they counted for you.
He's just afraid of counting the votes.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I want to continue with you on this. Vice President Biden.
He's so wrong when he makes a statement like that.
Wrong meaning the nigga is lying.
November 10th. That means that's 7 days after the election, in theory, should have been announced.
Okay.
We have major states with that.
Sir,
all run by Democrats.
And all ran fucked up. That's why we should go to court.
We have filed a lawsuit.
I should also file a lawsuit on my baby mama to get her ass locked back in the cage.
Well, we were supposed to be allowed by law to observe the counting of the ballots.
And how that work out?
25 because they signed in when they showed up this morning. And if they didn't sign out, it's too bad. They don't have enough GOP people in there, and they won't let us in.
Republicans was banned from the process. What the hell is this? Some type of private club where only the Democrats can observe the ballots?
Now, observe means to any intelligent person being able to look at it.
But you dealing with Democrats. Intelligence shouldn't be used in that sentence.
Sit out there for 2 hours, an hour and a half, won't let anybody in. Even flash the attorney's card, doesn't matter. They're not letting anybody in. It's complete nonsense. They're boarding up the glass windows where you can see what's going on in there when people start filming. It is a complete nightmare. It's a complete shit.
They doing what?
interpreted by the Democrat
machine of... Well, on the people. Is that legal, people? I know the man asks. Because remember, you know, I've campaigned and I've dealt with campaign management for a lot of elections. Because remember, say, if you don't forget, I'm the CEO. Hello, if you don't forget, I'm the CEO of Trillion Record Digital Distribution Promotion Marketing. I would do a lot of campaign for Portia Sim, so same Andrew Wallace there back in the time, and Damon Crawford, Richard Parchment, whole heap of thing we campaign for. So we already know about these things, people. It is illegal for you block off the counting. It is illegal for you to put your people in the place to count the ballot, and then you lock the door and lock out the other party, whether it's JLP, PNP, whether it's Democrat or Republic, any side that it is illegal, people. So, I still go sit down and start about Joe Biden win, and then people, if Joe Biden for win the election, why is it you see nobody come out and a beat job as bad as Antifa is, people? And as thief as Antifa is, and them do things for Joe Biden win the election, people, them still not have that enough manpower there for go out and go fake it. Because them can't send so much people all over the place. They have to send people at designated spot, then them put them back in them bus, then carry them over the party. So them not have that time to lead people. So if Joe Biden is in the lead and he's having so much vote miraculously, all of a sudden vote and drop out of the sky for Joe Biden. Why isn't you seeing the people that will come out and say, oh, Joe win? Yes, are just the press and the media alone, you see. Come on, people. Back to the show.
Philadelphia is that the observers can be 20 or 30 feet away.
And behind a damn wall.
Never able to see the ballot itself. Never able to see if it was properly postmarked, properly addressed, properly signed on the outside.
Not unless they got x-ray vision. Next!
Sometimes hundreds of thousands of ballots are thrown out because they have not been properly filled out, or there is some other irregularity, or they missed the deadline. So the question I have is, are you concerned that the Supreme Court, with a Justice Barrett, will settle any dispute?
Most of them will be Donald Trump ballots, of course.
So explain one more time.
So the people that were in front of me, there were two people in front of me that used the Sharpie.
Yes.
That was given to them by the poll workers.
Yes.
It did not read their ballot.
Okay.
And they slid it in there twice. I used the pen.
Yep.
Took their Sharpie and threw it away.
And it read your ballot.
It read my ballot.
Hell yeah, because what the Democrats doing is illegal. Them and the poll workers, or the letter openers, or poll ballot openers, whatever the hell they call.
Read your ballot.
And I read my
so what they're doing is they're telling people.
The Democrats is trying to steal the election. Ain't that a bitch?
Millions and millions of people voted for us tonight. And a very sad group of people is trying to disenfranchise that group of people.
And that's what the Democrats, fake news, and big tech trying to do. Disenfranchise MAGA.
And we won't stand for it. We will not stand for it.
Hell no, MAGA not standing for this shit because you've been telling this is going to happen for months.
All run by Democrats. It's
President Trump,
it's a rigged election.
You're going to be able to continue. You have been charging for months.
Them not the war President Trump's attack. You see? Note when Joe Biden attack, them not cut him, but every time Donald Trump's attack, them cut Donald Trump's.
It's a fraud and it's a shame. And can you imagine where they say you have to have your ballot in by November 10th?
That stupid ass rule gave the Democrats an opportunity to cheat.
What we're saying is, they're saying is that it has to be a postmark.
They're saying look up your mind, Joe. They're saying, who saying?
It still should be counted.
Yeah, as long as they count it for you.
He's just afraid of counting the votes because
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I want to continue with you on this. Vice President Biden.
Chris, he's so wrong when he makes a statement like that.
Wrong.
You see, them has a cut Trump.
November 10th. That means that's 7 days after the election. In theory, should have been announced.
Okay.
We have major states of that.
Sir,
all run by Democrats.
And all ran fucked up. That's why we should go to court.
We have filed a lawsuit.
Good. I should also file a lawsuit on my baby mama to get her ass locked back in the cage.
Well, we were supposed to be allowed by law to observe
the counting of the ballots.
And how that worked out?
25 because they signed in when they showed this morning. And if they didn't sign out, it's too bad. They don't have enough GOP people in there, and they won't let us in.
Republicans was banned from the process. What the hell is this? Some type of private club where only the Democrats can observe the ballots?
Now, observe means to any intelligent person being able to look at it.
But you dealing with Democrats. Intelligence shouldn't be used in that sentence.
Sit out there for 2 hours, an hour and a half. You won't let anybody in. Even flash the attorney card, doesn't matter. They're not letting anybody in. It's complete nonsense. They're boarding up the glass windows where you can see what's going on in there when people start filming. It is a complete nightmare. It's a complete shit.
They doing what? Is that legal?
The way it's interpreted by the Democrat crooked machine of Philadelphia is that the observers can be 20 or 30 feet away.
And behind a damn wall.
Never able to see the ballot itself.
And people, watch out go on now. Remember now. You see those things we see them board up the window them with now people. It's some special cardboard with stickers on the other side. They're very expensive, but and they're not easy to get people. And the Democrat parties them have that already before the election, people. Because remember, you know, if you are checking on the people, a while the ballot are go on, them start put them thing up, them say them plan everything already, people. Because remember, you know, if you check out my website, go to it, www.trillionairerecord.com, you will see so we have those sticker cardboard span seal, people. They're very expensive, so we don't really rent them or sell them to after unless some big top billionaire people or rich people out buy them. We don't sell those to poor people, but we still keep them because every now and then them order them. You understand? So the Democrats already have them cardboard put them. Let me say them plans here we're going now. We're gonna put them out. We're gonna block off the windows them. So it was a planting people, so it rig. And they like say right to go on and one bag of thing and them say, yo, I'm called for some boards because those I don't want to you put on the glass and black off the glass and they're very thick people, but them sticky. So no, so them they now come back off of the window and they say, dig them off, people are probably broke them window and take them off. So them no business. So where do you find cardboards like them there in the middle of the counting people? People, on the check.
Never able to see if it was properly postmarked, properly addressed, properly
numbered. Sometimes hundreds of thousands of ballots are thrown out because they have not been properly filled out, or there is some other irregularity, or they missed the deadline. So the question I have is, are you concerned that the Supreme Court with a Justice Barrett will settle any dispute?
Most of them will be Donald Trump ballots, of course.
So explain one more time.
So the people that were in front of me, there were two people in front of me that used the Sharpie.
Yes.
That was given to them by the poll workers.
Yes.
It did not
Well,
go to the ballot.
people, we all know say Sharpie, when they make a vote with a Sharpie, they get disqualified. Even in Jamaica, we know that. So now, why the Democrat force a Sharpie on the people? Sharpie is called markered people. If you don't vote, or don't know said. So you see what they do, people? So the Democrats them now and give the Republican voters them markers and them plant the people them and only still sit down on the house about Trump lose and then only fall about get out Trump out the place. People get out the man who put a Jamaican as the biggest general for the American army, a female for the first in her life. Say no, say when if only for make Joe Biden come in a power illegally, they were gonna take she out. So kiss with Jamaican. So when you talk about Kamala Harris, thieving Kamala Harris, what Jesus tell me say Kamala Harris, you're not gonna go to Zion because they want black people you kill or maroon people you kill and send to prison. You shall see the gates of hell. You're not gonna go to Zion. So people, so is this legal? Is it legal, people? I don't know.
Okay.
And they slid it in there twice. I used the pen.
Yep.
Took their Sharpie and threw it away.
And it read your ballot.
And it read my ballot.
Hell yeah, because what the Democrats doing is illegal. Them and the poll workers, or the letter openers of ballot openers, whatever the hell they call it.
Read your ballot. So what they're doing is they're telling people to use the Sharpies. That way, those votes aren't counted. That's exactly what's happening.
And what happened?
All the things that often lead to disqualification of ballots.
So in Arizona, the poll workers is tricking people into filling out their ballot wrong. That's some bullshit.
Excuse me, Vice President Biden, the biggest problem, in fact, over the years with mail-in voting has not been fraud historically. It has been that sizable numbers, sometimes hundreds of thousands of ballots are thrown out because they have not been properly filled out.
Like they done in Arizona.
So there was other people that were in there voting with their pens, and they literally went around and they were yanking pens out of their hands.
Yes, they tried to do that to me.
They should have charged their ass with bullying and fraud.
And I took their Sharpie and I hid it because then they said, look for all the Sharpies that are not being used and take the Sharpies back. They had a bowl of pens behind them that they were not giving to people and only giving Sharpies out.
You should have took that Sharpie and told him to shove it up his ass.
There we go. So the ones with the Sharpies are not being read at all.
No.
No. None of those ballots are being read.
Of course not.
Because when it comes to MAGA, Democrats say Donald Trump votes don't matter.
So that's it, yeah, and so they're doing it because they're trying to skew all of the votes in
Yeah,
there.
and
That's exactly what's going on.
They didn't even slide it more than one time. They immediately took it and slid it in the front. Like, not even tried a second time. They just
That's correct.
ran it through and slid it in the front. And I was like, wait a
That's what they did with yours?
Yep, and I just went with the Sharpie and voted for Trump, and she just slid it in, and that was it.
Your vote didn't count.
But they're not counting. They're not counting the ones with the Sharpies. And so they're forcing people to use the Sharpies, and those votes aren't being counted.
Because they for Trump. So you've been scammed by a Democrat for your vote.
Right.
That's what's going on.
Right. And then I posted it on my Facebook group chat in my neighborhood. They said they did it at the Queen Creek Library. They did it at ASU Polytech earlier.
See it?
Like 4 different public.
Now, imagine how these ladies feel now, and how millions of other people feel who the Democrat do this. The people march, come out of them bed, left them tea, probably left them kids them for somebody to watch them, for go make them vote, for make them vote matters. And when them reach, the Democrat give the people them Sharpie, then put the people out of the line, and then have security man, move on now. You understand? No, COVID, social distance, move on now. And the people even protest on CNN and BBC and these news are not carrying it. God give thanks to social media people. So you see why they want to ban social media like on the meeting in China. So people, why not? Joe Biden, I can't play, but the video what Joe Biden said, he shall have restriction on social media now, once he is in power, So enough of kiss on the social media, look at money, goodbye, who depend on social media. And enough of bloggers who know want show the truth, who go like so the name CNN, on a kiss on look at money, goodbye, on a dead for hungry. So it's not like a 7-star general who I have several different business entities. I don't have to do this, but when Jesus Christ said, Mr. Lewis, go out there and go do your work, I have to do it. People say, what time me up? Jesus Christ is real, people. I want to deny him more time, but I can't deny him. People may try to deny Jesus yesterday, day before yesterday, come and say Jesus Christ is a suicide mission. It's to the people. People, so much about vehicle and mash up. People, I have 6 vehicles who mysteriously, the wheel them start puncture, the glass them start broke up. I come out and windscreen broke, bonnet get up, and the person in the media is not bringing it on TV. One time, I remember them time, L.A. Lewis they praise the devil, and I made one bag of man of evil, all in the name of entertainment. If me was twang, it come on the press. Twang, it come on the media. Now, big L.A. Lewis car mash up, may get threat, gunshot to fire for me, all kind of thing, and the press and the media is not bringing it out, people. Because they will want to say, my God, but Jesus Christ is my son. Go out there. People, I don't like what this. See that? Now, may defend the police them, and they may say, me a police informer, may defend the JDF soldiers them, and they may say, me a military peke. So when telling the military them to save them life, telling the police them to save them life, vote to the police them to get raised up here, vote to the military get paid, is something wrong. So you see it? Now the police themselves can't even vote to them want to raise up here. because the Prime Minister put up some restrictions in the police station when they want to raise up younger prison. And if you believe a lie, call in the police station. And the whole heap of kids them were missing. Every time a police go investigate the whole heap of thousands of people were missing out in Jamaica, either them get fired, you find it, or them end up dead. Mysteriously, while all of the police they were investigate the kids that were missing, always end up dead or get fired.
Only places we're doing Sharpies, all in, like, between Queen Creek and, like, the edge of Gilbert.
Who in the hell hired these people? George Soros?
And those ones are not being counted.
Yeah.
They're invalid.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
like, I have proof.
So they're invalidating votes is what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, that's how I feel like they're
Okay.
Sign her up as a witness with evidence.
Well, see, so these people have proof. Remember, I have a video, you know, and I let them come get a statement, you know. So these people have proof in everything what they're saying, but the mainstream media is not carrying it out. Make a Democrat have some proof on Donald Trump's, the mainstream media would have it all over the place. But now the Republican them, the normal citizen them, have proof. People, not even the Republican them make vote, not even the Democrat them make vote too tough. Because them already have the mail, them done line up already. So already Democrat, it no matter. Them already have vote put in already people what them preset.
And then there was a guy that directly came out and yelled at me 3 times. They both came out.
Oh no, they called the sheriffs and said that and told us to stop handing out the ballpoint pens. In which case, those are the only ones that are actually being counted and validated.
I used your pen and then I
Yeah.
gave it back to you and I
And
said,
they're-
this is somebody.
Yes.
Donald Trump is getting too many votes by Hispanics in Arizona. Break out the backup votes.
And so we know that, and we've been telling them you need to use a ballpoint pen, not the Sharpie, and now those are getting invalidated. So people are coming here to vote for Donald Trump, and those votes are all getting invalidated. That's what's going on.
And that's how Donald Trump is losing Arizona. The Democrats trick people into bad ballot signatures.
Or make it very easy to dump 50,000 totally fraudulent ballots because they're not observed.
And that's another way you can cheat.
So I just grabbed 500 names of people that are not on the register, they're not on the supplement list.
I wonder how many other ballots was found or threw away in Detroit, or how many voting polls the Republicans were shut out of.
This went on for 20 hours.
Where the Democrats held private openings.
While all of you thought there was some kind of legitimate count going on here in Philadelphia, it was totally illegitimate.
The Democrats fooled the shit out of you.
Not a single Republican has been able to look at any one of these mail ballots.
So who knows where the hell they come from?
They could be from Mars, as far as we're concerned. Or they could be from the Democratic National Committee. Joe Biden could have voted 50 times, as far as we know, or 5,000 times.
Joe Biden can't count to 50. That's impossible.
And let me also add that this isn't happening just here. We have exactly the same lawsuit in Wisconsin.
Another state Joe Biden magically won.
Except in Wisconsin, mysteriously at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning, about 120,000 ballots appeared.
Damn, do the Democrats got ballots in reserve?
We have no idea if they're signed, if they're postmarked properly, if it isn't just the same person who submitted 100,000 ballots.
And that person was not Joe. Maybe Hunter Biden, but not Joe. Nah.
Were you in there? She was in there this morning. No, I've been in there all day. I just left.
And so why won't they let anybody into view?
Capacity. They said there's capacity. In the morning, you could just walk right in.
And by the evening, Republicans got kicked the hell out. The Democrats are using coronavirus to steal the election. Donald Trump has been telling us this for months.
Yeah, I wanted to get back to something you were saying yesterday about people going to Wisconsin and voting in the middle of this pandemic, I mean, really putting their lives on the line. And you said, well, if they do that, vote by mail, perhaps we'll have voter fraud in them.
And Donald Trump was right, because now we got voter fraud.
Recently, election applications for mail-in ballots are being sent to homes across the Houston area. Some people say they've received multiple applications.
Which means they can vote multiple times.
Senator, I just wanted to ask you, voters in 5 states, Utah, Colorado, Hawaii, Washington, and Oregon, all vote by mail. Can you or the White House staff or your campaign provide any evidence to back up your claim?
Yeah, but if we produce it, will fake news show it?
A postal worker was caught on camera dumping mail. Look at these images showing a mailman throwing mail into a popular dump site.
That damn near looked like he throwing mail in a grave site. that would be a damn good place to throw my baby mama.
The mail-in voting is rife with fraud, like the example you gave of people working in rooms filling out false ballots.
Mail-in voting is a fraud, and the motherfuckers delivering the mail is frauds too.
New video tonight of what appears to be a mail carrier making a dumpster delivery.
Unless you delivering to a homeless man, that mail going in the trash. Where's the evidence? Nigga, what? You the media, shouldn't you know?
About what happened since the beginning of this administration.
Very fair.
And where's the evidence?
It's more evidence that it is fraud than evidence that it isn't. Well, fake news don't show that type of news.
And you see what's happening with so many different
Hold on there. People, so you see what I'm telling you? If one we got them on camera, even when the news people, them still CNN, them still gonna ask, where is the evidence? We got the people up on camera, we got them on YouTube, we got them on social media. I know them start deleting up on the video them. That's yesterday show them there. So we got the people that dump Donald Trump vote them in the mail. We got them a burn Donald Trump's vote them. We got witness evidence where these people are even sending in 200 mail for people vote for one mail. The people supposed to get, and Joe Biden, they will send 200 mail. Let me say, you can sign up 200 mail and then give them it back, and then it's a boom. All dead people mysteriously come back and vote for Joe Biden and them people. Dead people. People don't watch this, man. Because I don't believe I lie, me tell you now. Because I don't believe nothing in people. That's why people, remember, you know, you see, even the people in Africa come out this morning and they vote and they campaign for Donald Trump. African people, not only in one place, the Indian people, the people who say who hate Donald Trump, you know. Them because fake news is not showing you guys all over the world all the people love Donald Trump. They make it look like say the people hate Donald Trump. No, a fake news alone hate Donald Trump's people. I want to know what get misled, but he's a racist. No, only going to say Donald Trump is a racist, and Donald Trump have no family bloodline, have no ties with. Though have no family bloodline, family bloodline mean like your ancestors. Donald Trump come from a poor background people. When father come out from Russia or Germany, come America and start do some restaurant food and do some that thing until him bust off, and then Donald Trump himself Donald Trump got college and Donald Trump come out as a smart businessman. That's how I make money. Remember, you know, them said Donald Trump's great grandfather was a Ku Klux Klan. Them have no evidence of it. But we have Joe Biden, the Ku Klux Klan head died the other day, and Joe Biden got host him funeral. And we all know that. That depend big social media when Joe Biden got host the KKK funeral, the leader for the KKK funeral. Joe Biden rape how much pitness. Joe Biden rape how much big woman. How much thing coming? So Joe Biden, it is very illegal for Joe Biden to the stand. Stealer, Jesus Christ can tell you. So where you have a president or a runner up for a president or for a government office who depend on rape charge and one bag of thing, and not accusation of people, actually, you know, and other things saying and the news, Joe just say you're sorry, but when you can go lock up now, good Bill Cosby, through a woman come and said he had sex with her without her intention. 30-year-old woman Bill Cosby have sex with, and she come report it when she about 50 odd. Damn, because they want Bill Cosby royalty. That's why say Samuel Jackson come make the video and tell them, say, if when you hear this, he'll probably be dead, because the man knows so they might go for him and clone him. So anyone seen Samuel Jackson recently? Please tell me. He might be dead, because the man know one thing go. But the man couldn't sit down longer, the man is going to put out a video and tell another thing.
They're doing even trial runs are a disaster.
Democrats' practice didn't make perfect.
So I think there's a lot of evidence, but we'll provide you with some, okay? And there's evidence that's being compiled just like it's being compiled in the state of California.
And I know my grandmother is one of them millions, because as soon as she left her parole office, she went to go vote. And my crackhead uncle selling ballots and signatures. but he didn't do this shit.
Ballot 5, votes set on fire, burned in one of those secured ballot boxes. This incident now at the center of an FBI investigation. All of this just 2 weeks before the election.
Local mail carriers are facing federal charges accused of failing to deliver mail and instead tossing it in the trash.
Where this whole damn election should go.
First of all, we should have voter ID. When you vote, you should have voter ID. And if you send something in, you should be sure, as a state and as a country, you should be sure that that vote is meaningful and it's not just made fraudulently, because there's a lot of fraudulent voting going on in this country.
Well, Donald. So people, we need ID for going to a club. We need ID for going to the Western Union for going to draw a little money. And Joe Biden them and Hillary Clinton them going to tell us you don't need no ID for vote. A vote what is so important. You don't need ID. Oh, just put in just sign up some little letter and send in. People, we all know that voters ID is supposed to have for a vote. That's no fraud can go on. Alright, now George Soros them, Bill Gates them and Hillary Clinton them all they said, yo, bring in identification theft card, bring in the new card them, bring in the vaccine and put the microchip in it to prove that you are who you said you are. But you don't need ID for a vote for proof that say the vote legitimate. People will rewind that on Trump's cause this thing people only be for the comment people cause me know something like that.
I think there's a lot of evidence, but we'll provide you with some, okay? And there's evidence that's being compiled just like it's being compiled in the state of California.
And I know my grandmother is one of them millions, because as soon as she left her parole office, she went to go vote. And my crackhead uncle selling ballots and signatures, but he didn't do this shit.
Ballot 5, votes set on fire, burned in one of those secured ballot boxes. This incident now at the center of an FBI investigation. All of this just 2 weeks before the election.
Local mail carriers are facing federal charges accused of failing to deliver mail and instead tossing it in the trash.
Where this whole damn election should go.
First of all, we should have voter ID. When you vote, you should have voter ID. And if you send something in, you should be sure, as a state and as a country, you should be sure that vote is meaningful.
Voters
and
ID.
It's not just made fraudulently, because there's a lot of fraudulent voting going on in this country.
You need ID to go inside of a damn strip club to see some ass shaking, but you don't need ID to vote? Ain't that a bitch?
You're sending out hundreds of millions of universal mail-in ballots. Hundreds of millions. Where are they going? Who are they being sent to? It's common sense. You don't have to know anything about politics.
To know a scam when you see one.
I want to have the result of the election. I don't want to be waiting around for weeks and months and literally, potentially, if you really did it right, years.
An idiot could see this coming.
What's going to happen is that President Trump's going to win on game day because 75% of his people are going to vote on election day. So President Trump's going to win on game day. And then the Democratic Party, through both legal measures, which they already have 200 lawsuits out there, through the mainstream media and social media like Twitter and Facebook, and even Antifa and certain elements of Black Lives Matter through Street Muscle, which they outline in this thing called the Transition Integrity Project, which all of your audience ought to go online and get and read.
No thanks, I'm still waiting to read my baby mama obituary.
I just wanted to ask you, voters in 5 states, Utah, Colorado, Hawaii, Washington, and Oregon, all vote by mail. Can you or the White House staff or your campaign provide any evidence to back up your claim that mail-in voting is rife with fraud, like the example you gave of people working in rooms filling out false ballots?
Hell yeah, this don't take no rocket scientists. MAGA Ben knew what they were trying to do.
Look, they're going to try to overturn the game day election, 3 or 4 weeks after, around Thanksgiving by going in and trying to count all these ballots. That's why it's so important. What I'm doing is going around the country, talking to Republican groups about volunteering to be poll watchers and volunteering to be election officials.
Like I need a backup volunteer hitman.
They're talking about what happened since the beginning of this administration.
Very fair.
And where's the evidence of it?
I think there's a lot of evidence, but we'll provide you with some, okay? And there's evidence that's being compiled just like it's being compiled in the state of California, where they settled with Judicial Watch saying that 1 million people should not have been voting.
And there's 20 million people shouldn't be living here.
And you saw that? Wait, excuse me. Well, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you
the truth. Do you want to hear it or not?
Judicial Watch settled where they agreed that 1 million people should not have voted.
And half was illegal immigrants. They want Joe Biden to knock down that wall.
Where they were 115 years old and lots of things, and people were voting in their place.
They voted for Abraham Lincoln and Joe Biden.
Where thousands of votes are gathered, and I'm not going to say which party does it.
I would say it for you then. The Democratic Party does it.
A lot of people. Yo, Joe Biden, them have people 140 and here will vote. People. Oh, in America, it's 140 year old. That means anybody, I'm sure somebody got to dig up all dead people who can vote. The people who vote for Abraham Lincoln and then come and vote for Joe Biden people. Where you ever hear that people in 140, you know, in Jamaica, we have some people who live long, but I don't think we have no 140 and year old people over here. So, in America, when they eat only for junk food, 140 and year old people go to vote for Joe Biden. Ain't that some miracle? Anyway.
Thousands of votes are gathered and they come in and they're dumped in a location, and then all of a sudden you lose elections that you think you're going to win.
And you know you should have already won.
Thousands pieces of mail were found dumped by these containers in North Arlington on Friday, and among them, 99 election ballots.
How many ballots had Donald Trump name on them?
And I don't want to see an election, you know, so many years I've been watching elections, and they say the projected winner or the winner of the election. I don't want to see that take place in a week.
Oh, it's going to go on for a week because it's already 3 days now.
I won't stand for it. Well, we're going to find out about the proof because you're going to see what's going on. And I'm not going to stand for it.
And MAGA not either.
In Arizona overnight, hundreds of Trump supporters, some armed, gathered outside a Phoenix election center saying the election was being stolen from the president.
And they have evidence to prove it.
It's important to note the votes are still being counted, as you said, here in Nevada and all around the country. Now, the second group focused on the importance of ballot counting itself. They said, well, they are pro-President Trump as well. They were out here tonight to make sure every single person's vote is included in this election.
Because the rest of them voters are for Donald Trump. So the Democrats is hiding votes and hiding ballots.
And the Democrats know this. The Democrats know this.
Probably because they pay for it.
If you have an unsolicited, they're sending millions of ballots all over the country. There's fraud. They found them in creeks. They found some with the name Trump, just happened to have the name Trump just the other day in a waste paper basket.
I bet you none of them found in the trash can had Biden-Harris name on them.
Pieces of mail thrown in a dumpster in New Jersey, and now a postal worker is facing charges.
Authorities say that empty election ballots and also political flyers were among the discarded mail.
Disregarded in the trash like my child support payment request.
4 people, including Gregg County Commissioner Shannon Brown, have just been indicted for illegally using absentee ballots. Prosecutors say Commissioner Shannon Brown and these 3 others applied for mail-in ballots using other people's names.
They don't look like no Trump supporters to me.
We won't know. We might not know for months.
Yeah, because we need to separate Democrat votes from actual votes.
Because these ballots are going to be all over.
And filled out by anybody.
They're being sent all over the place.
Including my grandmother's house. She had boxes of them.
They sent 2 in a Democrat area. They sent out 1,000 ballots. Everybody got 2 ballots. This is going to be a fraud like you've never seen.
Before, during, and after the election.
A West Virginia mail carrier is pleading guilty to altering mail-in requests for absentee voter ballot.
The Democrats got to fund the bail them out of jail.
Pieces of mail thrown in a dumpster in New Jersey, and now a postal worker is facing charges.
Authorities say that empty election ballots and also political flyers were among the discarded mail.
The same ballots in question now.
Well,
the supervisor of elections tells me that someone who works for a group that does voter registration drives submitted over 100 fraudulent applications. This news coming one day before early voting kicks off here in Lake County.
I wonder how many fraudulent applications was caught.
Tonight, a disturbing discovery in New Jersey, where dozens of ballots were thrown into a dumpster. Let's start with some developing news. We've just learned that the U.S. Postal Service has fired an employee after more than 100 blank absentee ballots were found in the dumpster.
26-year-old Nicholas Bouchine started working as a U.S. postal worker in July. Less than 4 months later, he has resigned, accused of tossing 627 pieces of first-class mail, 99 general election ballots, 276 campaign flyers, and much more over the course of 1 week.
I wonder how much more is.
During the primary, according to the election division, a system issue resulted in thousands of duplicate ballots getting issued for mail-in and absentee votes.
State police arrested Cabrera and charged her with election fraud.
Cabrera is accused of being a bolletera, a person who makes a living in the absentee ballot business.
Which this year was probably a better scam than getting EDD checks.
Ballots sent in by mail in Tarrant County had what investigators now believe were fraudulent signatures and information.
It doesn't match up. This was an accepted ballot.
That's why it should be more GOP poll watchers to observe the ballot openers.
Police charged Sergio Robina with absentee ballot fraud. He's the uncle of former Hialeah Mayor Julio Robina.
And the Democrats. So ballot fraud is a family business for the Democrats.
Tonight, they face dozens of felony charges connected to mail-in ballots.
That's well they should. Lock their ass up.
Manatee County Supervisor of Elections Mike Bennett says Wiggins requested a mail-in ballot for himself and his wife. But staff noticed the signature of Wiggins' wife did not match the one on file, and they discovered that she'd passed away in 2018.
And last time I checked, dead people don't vote. If they did, they wouldn't vote for Trump.
And we were getting ready for a big celebration.
Well, other people. Yo, the woman did from 2018 and she voted in 2020. Poopa, Jesus, oh, Joe Biden, that's a great people. Yo, oh, Hillary Clinton, oh, the Democrat, that's a great. That's the amount of people who died from it. People, remember, at the news that carried, you know. So tell them, say, they can't come say, they want to sue Paramount Chief L.A. Lewis. People see that I can't sleep. I want to go back to sleep. But God has to come out of your bed and go back. And because I've been getting a lot of calls. People say, L.A., oh, you stop the campaign. I say, people, when you say, so when now wake up, it's a fraud. It's a fraud mission Jesus sent me upon. Me cuss out Jesus all yesterday. People say, Jesus, I'm not coming up because I say you go back to the city where I can't sleep. Every time I roll, I feel like a piece of nail joke me. And one bag of thing, people. And Jesus, oh, me now see the Christian, them come out. Remember, you know, for me, I look a baby, they tell me, say, beware of the mark of the beast. They shall come and they shall put a veil over thy face and cover thy mouth. And become see the mask thing become real. And that is a veil, people, because they become thin piece of something there. Could be something that protect you from virus. So I call those veil, because them thinner than my Ganzi people. Them thinner than my t-shirts, see there? All thing you do is barely taking back your carbon dioxide for a low level. And it told us at the time them come with the thing and prepare for it to test your temperature. And it said they shall put the mark of the beast inside and anybody who accept that chip shall not see the kingdom of God. Because they're going to alter your DNA. So people, and we come see them think that more the Christian, them were the old time Christian, them preach word for a long time. And now the new Christian, yeah, just got lock up and go hide. And then me no one ever have nothing to do with Christianity. Me was just porn movie, sex girl, girl this, girl that. Yeah, everybody knows I was a real gallus. 200 women one time, 500 women one time. So me say God could choose them like me. All of a sudden I find them put on all of them women that side and God do God work. Me forgot to do God work. See that? Me decide to do it while you notice on social media at all. And I want to see me go back, go collect how much money for work over for people. Because me say, Father God, me kind of run out of money, you know. And me know say, usually me know that I could take one because my grandfather grew me up in it and me get taught about it. So I hope I'm going to walk back. And God said, Mr. Lewis, put that thing aside back again and come do back my work. I said, God, I just get $1 million just last week alone for the one work for just one woman. And then this virgin from California, St. Cross, $10,000 US for me for just make a gathering for him, Father God. God, them people, them lucky, them make them go dead. See that Donald Trump's them fight against with save them, Father God. The Christian them now come on, Father God. Why me, Jesus Christ? Because people me not tell I can't confess. Me tell them what I said to God. Because you don't know me already. I talk about January the 14th, my boy. I talk on my mind. See that me try to save for the militarism life. At least the militarism and the police them come say LA, we have to do the job still, but you don't know we don't have to injection needle. We know we them want to kill off us. The police them confess. But who do the people them who know wicked are? See that? Now what you gonna say? Donald Trump's lose the election when you say over 100,000 different things on social media. Only see the people them have it on them phone. Only see the Democrat them have button up the place. Only see the Democrat them get dead people for vote. People as old as 145 years will vote. People from George Washington time will come back out of space and vote. People don't come on, man. Why I don't know why God chose me. I don't know.
We were winning everything, and all of a sudden it was just called off.
And the Democrats' ballots was brought in.
One more Democrat that get locked up for fake
Let me be specific what it is. This whole new thing that never happened before in our country, these mail-in ballots.
Never mail-in ballots.
Which has been a cause of real concern for everyone because they can easily be fraudulent. Well, one of the things that the law attaches to that is the right for both parties to observe the ballot, the way we do with absentee ballots.
But they had to change the law to beat Donald Trump.
All right, the big breaking news from the Supreme Court overnight, a ruling that will allow more mail-in votes to be counted for longer in Pennsylvania, which might be the most critical of all the swing states in the country.
So the Democrats had this shit planned the whole time. Ain't that a bitch?
What it says to me is this is a concerted effort of the crooks that run the Democrat Party.
And very smart people. Idiots wouldn't have thought 3 steps ahead.
So let's talk about what this means in the short term. Let's talk about what it means in the race to 270 electoral votes.
And let's talk about how this is some bullshit.
And you know these big city machines are crooked. You know that.
They've been proving it the last 4 years.
Just why are Democrats so excited about this ruling from a mathematical perspective?
Because they love it when a plan comes together.
20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 100 years of one-party rule leads to corruption.
And greed for more power.
Washington Post poll. Look at this. Among absentee voters, Joe Biden holds a nearly 75-point lead, while the President of the United States holds about a 20-point advantage among those who are voting on Election Day.
So Donald Trump got more actual votes than Joe Biden got suspicious votes.
Voter fraud is one of the biggest because that's how you keep your power. But we're not going to let them get away with it. They're not going to steal this election.
Like the Democrats try to steal everything else.
This election is decided by the people.
People like Dan Avelos. Dan would like to know if his vote counted or was this guarded by a damn Democratic ballot opener.
These people, the elite, they don't care about the people. The people are the deplorables, the chumps. You know, they're not...
You hear that, Matthew Friedman? The Democrats don't think you or your vote is important.
To President Trump, he's the whole reason that he ran for office.
Drain the swamp and expose corruption.
And he's the whole reason for which he's carrying on this campaign.
To finish draining the swamp and lock their ass up.
So that your vote can mean something. So that your vote doesn't get wiped out by 100,000 fraudulent, meaningless paper ballots that no one gets to observe.
Which the Democrats is going to court for right now. Because Donald Trump won the court that the poll watchers can watch at a close distance. And the Democrats filed a lawsuit saying they can't. They don't want the poll watchers to watch. The poll watchers shouldn't even be in a room. They should be 100 feet away, behind a wall.
And we're going to take a very good look at whether we bring this nationally. We certainly are going to bring it here and in Wisconsin. Quite possibly, we'll do a national lawsuit and really expose the corruption of the Democrat Party.
That's what needs to happen. Their ass need to get exposed.
But this is beyond anything I've ever seen before. This comes when you think you have so much power and you own the media.
And the media works solely for you.
That you can do anything you want. Well, sorry. We're going to fight for the people. We're going to vindicate their right
and the people is going to fight for you.
But things turned tense and hostile earlier this evening. Now, the two groups out here this morning were chanting their own messages. The first stated that President Trump won the election and cited a lack of transparency from both media and election workers.
Who is all Donald Trump haters and all want Donald Trump out the White House.
It's important to note the votes are still being counted, as you said, here in Nevada and all around the country. Now, the second group focused on the importance of ballot counting itself. They said while they are pro-President Trump as well, they were out here tonight to make sure every single person's vote is included in this election.
How important is it to be fair? Because if every legal vote for Donald Trump count and every illegal vote for Joe Biden don't count, Donald Trump will win hands down. We need to count Donald Trump votes.
And the ultimate result is President Trump has won Pennsylvania. I've never heard of a count where you're ahead by 400,000 with 80+% counted, and they haven't called it for you yet.
But they called states for Joe Biden when only 10% was in.
They called California the moment the polls closed.
Probably in record time.
How many votes do you have to be ahead?
If you Donald Trump, $1 billion evidently.
To win, for a Republican to win here, how many votes do we have to be ahead?
Or how many ways must you be cheated?
400,000 is not enough? With 80+% counted, I think there's only 14% of the vote to go.
They wouldn't give a damn if it's 1% to go.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Yes, they do.
You know something? The Democrats do think you're stupid, and they do think you're fools.
I told you.
And that's why you get called deplorable and chumps.
And racist and traitors.
It's over. We're going to stick with this. We're going to win this election. We've actually won it. Just a matter of counting the votes fairly.
And that's all MAGA ask.
The knife fights in these counting rooms are going to be where this election comes down to, and that's why you need Republicans in there to making sure these ballots are certified.
Certified like the people who donate to my Cash App. Shout out to my YouTube savior, Miss Heather Anderson. Thank you, Heather. Also, Miss Elizabeth Wall, still riding with Donald Trump till the wheels fall off. Adam, I got us through the election, now I gotta get us through the rest of this bullshit. What's up, Adam? Beanie Williams, what's up with you, Beanie, my Spanish brother? Holla at your boy. Stephen Leonard, what's up, Stephen? Donna Callahan, wish my baby mama good luck. Don't do that.
People, I don't know what else you need to say. You have been took it for idiots. I want to still sit down in our house comfortable. The people in Africa march. And in America still sit down in our house. People see that this is Africa. This is that. This is Africa.
Wearing Donald Trump t-shirts and waving American flags, hundreds of men and women marched through the streets. But this is not the United States, where voters on Tuesday were deciding whether to give the U.S. president a second term. This is Nigeria. Even though Trump once called African countries shitholes and recently expanded visa restrictions on Nigerian citizens, here he has the support of millions like Lagos driver Michael Onyonoro.
If we have a person like Trump, 10 of him, and those people that have the good leadership qualities like Trump in Nigeria, Nigeria will be a better place to stay.
A Pew Research Center poll in January found that 58% of Nigerians had confidence in Trump, behind only Israel, the Philippines, and Kenya. The reasons are varied.
See, people,
some cite Trump's
Israel, the Philippines, Kenya. And what Trump's are racist, you see it? Israel, the Philippines, Kenya, Nigeria, Botswana. Millions of people all over the world right now demonstrate for Trump. But the press and the media is not carrying it, because this is an Indian TV cover this, you know, people. It's an Indian TV cover this. Even the TV station in Africa, Joe Biden and buy out. Same like in Jamaica, them buy out CVM and TVJ. So you know, say CVM and TVJ give L.A. Lewis no support our interview with Paramount Chief L.A. Lewis. Them a try to kill even sovereignty people. You must say sovereign people is illegal. And then they will label now. I watch a video since night here where they must say sovereign people is terrorists. I may say, see, Father God, this is what I give up now. People, I pack up a crazy amount of money and say, I just going to disappear. And Father God, I say, go, where you go, boy? Come back here, go do work. So Jesus Christ, let us pray. Heavenly Father, I come to you tonight. You said, but for do your work. All right, so you're right. And once again, Jesus Christ, may the people open them eyes. So give us the support. We're trying to save them, but they're not trying to save themselves. Sometimes I get fed up, God. Sometimes I get discouraged. Because the same people who we're trying to help, see what Donald Trump try to help them, the Republicans try to help them. We, the maroon icons, they try to help them. And sometimes it look like, and we don't want to kill. Well, we are God. I pray to you. May the people open up my eyes and see. And big up people in Kenya, Botswana, big up people in the Congos who have voted and who are rallying for Donald Trump's millions of people. So people in the United States of America, Canada, all of the neighboring countries, they want to get up and join the march, make these fools say, and Jesus Christ control the land once and for all. God control. Let them see it. Want to come out and want to stand up for the rights. Because if the Lord, the Democrats, them for come do this, people who will never see the light of day. The Democrats, them say, when I forget the vaccine, T-Mobile, the Chinese, them, and Bill Gates, them all unite with the Pope of Rome as a Christian head of it. So church people no come out back to God say, we no got dead. We get the vision. Them are killing off police and soldiers. Stand up for the right because them are going to kill off. Because them are going to bring them AI army. AI mean them artificial intelligence army for replace, you know. So when you sign up for the maroon identification card, that's when you can get some sovereignty once again. People take up back on the rights, people on the hand. People want to vote for Donald Trump and you see them discarding the vote. Father God, please God, protect the people and let them see the light and come out. Because people are going to sit down around the house and don't come out. It's going to be like when the Gentiles who themselves are Jews, they sit down in them house and say them now come out. And Bill Gates family, them BMI just make Hitler kill off over 2 million of them. See them kill 10 million a year one the other day and never even shake. So I believe they're going to serve for now. They do not care about poor people and they do not care about the child people. People come out, come vote. Not even vote, but to come out, come demonstrate for the vote, them count on the vote. And if I want to never vote, count say, in a politics thing, but on come out because they don't vote and the vote, when they got dead said when them start do them killing. You were Hillary Clinton them said after election, they're going to sweep the place with the vaccine. I want to believe a joke them make. These people don't make joke. Them said about to kill off 10.8 billion people and grow back the world again like grass. And a freedom order. One world order system. People, I would like to say that I'm running a joke. This is serious. But then again, I fool the life which I see, but we don't have to pick mothers who come demonstrate because at least enough of the man them still get caught up. Woman, as in the days of Nanny, Harriet Tubman, when come out, woman, come stand for and pity them. People, it's a sin. It's a national embarrassment, but these people do not care. We hear people who are 140 and they want to come out and vote. We hear people who dead from 2018 they come back and vote for Joe Biden. We want to hear them thing there. Same like in Jamaica, you see how them deal with the PNP party, not that I'm supporting no party, you know, because I am supporting the maroon movements, people who take back our rights and done with the colonial system and run back self-governance for self-work again. You understand? But on the soul them do the PNP party people. People, I don't know with this. This is Kenya people. This is not America. And they're going for
the Philippines and Kenya. The reasons are varied. Some cite Trump's radical approach to leadership, saying it appeals to Nigerians who are used to hustling in a tough economy to survive. Trump will emerge victorious. For others, like the Living Christ Mission that organized the rally in the eastern city of Onitsha, it's a matter of faith, saying Trump supports Christians all over the world. God prosper them.